Hello again and welcome back to Black Stars Racing Channel and the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored as always by Prop Up & Co. Today we're with the League One Academy boys, so this is the top split of the Academy leagues that we have running. We're at Spa-Francorchamps today for a 25-minute race, which equates to I think 10 laps all told. This is round 4 and we are going to have a rolling start for this one. So let's just have a look at the guys on the grid and see where they've all qualified. So on the pole then, we have Unforgiven. Behind him in second place, we have Brian Moncani. Behind Brian in third place, we got Fazer. Very good qualifying position for Fazer there. And then in fourth place, we have Sai. Coming around the corner, we have in fifth position Pudding Flaps, and then we have at the back Farrick. So a very depleted field for this race, guys. Only 6 of you racing, so looks like the other guys couldn't get themselves out of bed for the race. So we'll crack on regardless and see what goes on. So as I say, 10 laps then of Spa. Open tyre choice. Soft and mediums by the looks of things for this one. So yeah, let's jump on and have a look. So rolling start then. Unforgiven leads the pack away down the hill then, as we come flying down into Eau Rouge for the first time. No issues through there. Good stuff. Old line of stern now along the Camel Straight. One of the longest straights on the circuit here. Good opportunities for overtaking, and Fazer's having a go already. Moving up from third, he's trying to steal second. He's got it. He's run a bit wide, but he's dropped back to third again. Let's see if he can. Yes, he's now got second position again, away from Brian. And then we have Sai behind him and Pudding Flaps, and then Farrick at the back. Unforgiven creeping away at the front there now. He's got about a second lead already, halfway through lap 1. So yeah, looking good for Unforgiven at this moment in time. Fazer also doing really well, holding on to second place there, with Brian and Sai basically underneath each other's bumpers for third position. And coming back then, we have Pudding Flaps in 5th, and then Farrick keeping an eye on all of this down in 6th position. So Unforgiven then, keeping it nice and clean, building up a little bit of a lead. Pretty long track this one, iconic track obviously, Spa. Everyone loves to race at Spa, and like, oh, Unforgiven's gone wide. He hasn't spun, he's managed to keep it in a straight line, but has he lost any time? No, if anything, I think he gained some time there, but he's got a half a second penalty for his actions on that one. So, yeah, next he'll pay that next time round, which is going to allow, obviously, Fazer to creep up to the back of him. I don't know if he's close enough at this point to get an overtake from that half-second penalty. Sai has run a little bit wide there into the last corner. But Fazer then giving chase. You can see that Unforgiven's got himself a penalty, so he'll be eager to try and get onto the back of him if he can, to allow him to get past when Unforgiven gets to that penalty zone. So no change then, all line astern at the moment. Unforgiven just run through the tyres. I think they're all pretty much on the softs, so we'll just have a quick look through. Yeah, Unforgiven, he's on the softs. Fazer also on the softs. Brian Moncani's on the softs. Sai's on the softs. Pudding Flaps on the softs, and so is Farrick. So all on the exact same strategy at the moment. There will be a pit stop at some point during the race. Probably going to be going on to the medium tyre for the pit stop. So Unforgiven then will shortly be paying that penalty, and see where Fazer is in relation to him. He's staying with him. He's only about a second behind, so it is feasible that he could get this place off for Unforgiven. Unforgiven's trying hard. He's trying to maintain that gap, and he's run a little bit wide there. Is he going to get another half second on top of that? He does. So he's now got a second penalty. I don't know whether he'll pay that penalty at this time around, because he's got another half second, or it will be next time he comes round. But we shall find out. But yeah, that's gonna annoy him a little bit. Getting a 1 second penalty whilst being out in the lead. I don't think there's any doubt that Fazer will be able to close that gap now. So we'll soon see. Here we go. Unforgiven is just about to come to that penalty line now, and Fazer's pretty close. So I think it's a done deal. I think Fazer's going to get it. Yeah, Fazer's go streaming past. So Unforgiven now then drops back into second. That's allowed Brian Moncani to close right up on Unforgiven. So yeah, Brian wants a piece of this as well. He's right underneath him, slipstream, and he's pulled out to go for an overtaking manoeuvre. Has he got it? Oh, excellent driving, guys. Absolute respect there. No contact whatsoever. But Brian thought better of that. Had a go for it. He'll line Unforgiven up for another move at a later part in the circuit. Maybe into one. Is he going to have a go into one? He's got a good tight line there, Brian. He gets the power down early. He could easily, yes, he's pinched second. So Unforgiven now, well, actually they're side by side coming down into Eau Rouge. So let's see how this one goes. Brian has managed to keep in front there, so Unforgiven tucks in, but he will have a slipstream for this this straight, which is about 3/4 of a mile long. He's got a good run on Brian. Yeah, look at that, he's just driven past him. So Unforgiven there, got that second position back now. Just needs to try and gap Brian a little bit if he can, and get after Fazer a little bit up the road. Outside then, in his Halfords Renault. He's tucked up right behind Brian. So these three pretty much on the same bit of tarmac. Nothing to choose between them at the moment. So that's going to be a battle that's going to run. Right, okay, let's just pop back and see what's happening behind that little gaggle of cars. We've got Pudding Flaps there in 5th. He's fallen off the back of these guys for a few seconds now. So got a bit of work to do. Pudding Flaps if he wants to catch up back to the leading pack. And then we've got Farrick then, who's back down in second. I don't know if Farrick's had an issue, but he seems to have dropped off quite a lot from the pack. Possibly a spin. I may have missed that. I don't know. If I did, I apologise, guys. But yeah, Farrick then got a lot to do. Probably about 10 seconds behind. Oh, he's trying. Look, he's going wide. So yeah, keep your foot down, Farrick. Need to try and catch the boys ahead. Back up to the front then, and Fazer, and he's maintaining that lead. No unforced errors from Fazer at the moment, so he's keeping it nice and clean. And then Unforgiven in second. Still got Brian Moncani all over the back of him. Size dropped back from Brian by a tenth or two. But again, these three, bit of a slipstream battle, I think. Fazer's round the first corner. Nice and tidy. So Unforgiven then giving chase down the hill into Eau Rouge. Back out the other side. Harry flatters through there, all the way down to a little hairpin at Les Combes. I think it's Les Combes. I should have the track corner names up in front of me, but unfortunately I don't. So yeah, Unforgiven then holding second position. Brian Moncani just behind him in third. Sai doing his best there to try and get on the back of Brian. And then Pudding Flaps a little ways back. A little bit out of shape there. Trying his best to make up some time if he can. Oh dear, dear, dear. Farrick's got a penalty and he's banged it into the wall. Let's have a look what happened there, Farrick. He's coming out of Eau Rouge. Oh dear. He's completely lost the back end coming out of Eau Rouge there. At that point, you're just a passenger, and you just have to basically sit it out, wait for the car to stop bashing into walls and things. So he's got a penalty, and he's also got front end damage, and obviously that's going to cost him several seconds off the leading pack as well. So Farrick having an absolute nightmare here today. I think he's going to have to pull out some kind of miracle if he needs to, or if he wants to get back on terms with the boys up ahead. Be nice if he had a set of wings on that car, and he could catch him up as the crow flies. But you know, there you go. Here's what it is. So it all to do then for Farrick. Back up to the top, and Phaser. Oh, he's got Unforgiven all over him. Look, and Unforgiven's going for the overtake. He's got it done. Nice and clean there for Unforgiven. As they come into the braking zone for the last chicane. Oh, Unforgiven's run wide. Phaser's right on his back. And Brian Moncani is all over the back of Phaser as well. Inside just a few tenths further back down the road. But let's keep an eye on this. Could be interesting. Phaser's thrown one up the inside. I think he's pushed Unforgiven a bit wide there. Let's get back on board and see what's going on with these boys. I want to have another look at that as they come through turn one. So Unforgiven run a little bit wide. Brian Moncani then gets a position off him. Where's Phaser? Phaser tucks right in behind Unforgiven as they barrel down the hill towards Eau Rouge. This should be basically line of stern through here. There's no way to get past. So it's a flat out dash now right down to the next chicane. So keeping an eye on this. Unforgiven tucked right into Brian Moncani's slipstream, and he's having a go. A little bit of argy-bargy going on there. I think Unforgiven was saying, I want that part of the track, you need to move over, but he's run a bit wide. Brian Moncani has gone back into the lead. So Unforgiven then, oh, Phaser and Unforgiven, oh my goodness me. This is mental. Let's have another look at this from drone cam. So Phaser's taken a bit of a shortcut, he's banged into Unforgiven. Unforgiven's come back on the track, but Sai is there. Sai is trying to get down the middle of the two of them. Phaser sneaks into the second position. Unforgiven has to settle for third. Sai all over the back of these two. Unforgiven cutting the corner there. Sai's got a better run out the corner. Oh, that was a bit of a nudge from Unforgiven there. I don't know whether he didn't see Sai or there was a bit of gamesmanship going on there. Sai very close to taking Phaser out, and Sai's run wide. This is going to allow Unforgiven back into third. My goodness me, this is all going off here. Looks like it's settled itself down a little bit now. Phaser managing to... Oh no, Brian Moncani's gone off from the lead. We'll have another look at that as well. Let's just get in past. Okay, let's have a look at that for Brian. So, it's looking okay at the moment. Oh, he's got his wheel onto the curb and he's put the power down and it's just spat him round. So through goes Phaser! So Phaser then into the lead. Unforgiven right behind him. Sai now jumps into third with Brian Moncani in fourth. Put in flaps, long way back. And Farrick has picked up another penalty for track limits. Unforgiven at the moment on the fastest lap of a 2:19.5. Pretty quick lap in these little cars around here, in all fairness. Yeah, Phaser's looking good at the moment. Unforgiven's not going to let him get away though. So into the last chicane. Definitely don't spin on this corner. Give it a bootful and you're straight into that wall on the left. No problems for the boys there. Phaser goes across the line to start a lap 6. So dead on halfway now. But Unforgiven is alongside Phaser, dropping down the hill towards Eau Rouge again. One of these boys is going to have to get out of the throttle. Yeah, I thought Unforgiven might have to yield there, and he did. Would have been a mighty crash, I think, had he kept his boot in there. But lives to see another day, or lives to fight another day. Right on Phaser's bumper for first position. He's pulling out. Is he going to have a good look? Yeah, it looks like Unforgiven's got it. He's outbraked Fazer there, and he's got the position, but Fazer then back up the inside. He's not. This is a battle and a half, and it's changed again. We've got Unforgiven back into the lead. Fazer's having absolutely none of this, and he wants that position back. Wow. But considering there's only 6 cars on the grid, this is full of action. So excellent racing from these guys. Unforgiven then needs to try and gap Fazer if he can, take a little bit of pressure off himself. Fazer driving an absolutely storming race, consistent, quick, not making any mistakes. Well done, Fazer. This little Renault RS01 seems to suit him and his style. So yeah, driving a great race, Fazer, well done. And then we've got Brian Moncani, about half a second to so about a second behind Fazer now. And then we've got Sai, about the same. So all seems to have settled down a little bit at the moment then. No battles going on track at the moment. So Pudding Flaps then in 5th. We've got Quiet a gap ahead of him. No pressure from behind though, so he can just drive his own race. Take his apex and his driving lines without having to worry about being dive bombed. So let's drop back then, see where Farrick is. So Farrick a bit further back again. Unforgiven on a new fast lap to 19.5. So Farrick then in his very colourful livery. Oh, a little bit of a back end slide there. He's obviously trying as hard as he can. Try and get back in touch with Pudding Flaps if he can. I think Pudding Flaps is quite a way up the road at the moment. So let's just jump back to our leader, Unforgiven. Can't really miss him, can you, in that bright green car? Still got a Fazer for company. Fazer's not letting him get away, is he? Fazer's he's got him pinned. He absolutely is staying with him every step of the way here. So let's have a look at tyre wear. Unforgiven, considering this is Spa and it's a pretty long lap, it's not doing too bad. Lap 7 on the softs. Fazer, similar story, probably about 15% tyre wear there. Brian Moncani, he's doing even better. He's about 10% wear. And then we come back to Sai. Yeah, all these guys are pretty much the same. Don't think there's much of a tyre multiplier in this particular race. So it's very possible that these guys are just going to get the 10 laps out of this one set of tyres. They're Pudding Flaps then, still in 5th. Obviously going to be no need for any refueling in this race either. And then Farrick's picked himself up another penalty. I think he's just pushing so hard and he's just abusing them track limits a little bit each time he goes round. Just needs to try and put a lid on that, because each time you get a half second, the reality is probably a second and a second and a half by the time you get back up to full racing speed. So Farrick is losing quite a lot of time through penalties here. Just needs to chill out, keep an eye on those penalty zones, and try and stay within the track limits if you can. Back up there, Unforgiven blasting through Eau Rouge, comes out the top onto Lake Com, the Kemmel Straight, which is a flat out dash here now, full throttle. Oh, look at Brian Moncani, he's all over Fazer. Is he gonna have him in the braking zone? I don't think he is. No, I think Brian Moncani's thought better of that one. Fazer defending well there. Not really any way through for Brian, but he'll be trying to get back on to Fazer's derriere, or Ricca, as we like to call it in the trade, and he'll be having another go of second position. He's got a nice fast line through there as Brian. He's looking for all ways around. Is he going to look for an outside move? No, nothing going on there. Fazer still managing to defend. Keep Brian Moncani behind. We're on lap 8 at the moment, so another 2 laps to go after this one. Fazer doing a sterling job there in second. Let's have a look at the gap. Let's go back and jump on board. You can see Unforgiven just up ahead. He's only literally a second or so ahead. So the slightest mistake from Unforgiven, that'll put Fazer in the box seat then for a win, which I'm sure he would dearly love to get that today. He's had a couple, I'm sure he'd be the first to admit he's had a couple of races that he's not been happy with. Fazer seems to have lost his mojo a little bit, but looking at the evidence in this race, he's fully on it. There's no need to be looking for any mojos at all, because he's nailing it. He's made no mistakes, staying with the leaders all the way through. So very well done to Fazer, driving a superb race. I don't quite know what's happened here. So was it a 9-lap race and that's the end? Don't know quite what's going on here. Looks like the end of the race, guys, I think. Not quite sure what these guys are doing at the moment. Let's just have a quick look. I don't know. This is very unusual. So I think the race is finished. I'm just going to go back. I don't even think I saw a checkered flag. So let's go back up to the front. No checkered flag. What is going on? Because by my reckoning, this was a 10-lap race. Well, we'll just stick with it for a couple more seconds. There is a yellow flag, and it looked like Sai was parked off the side of the circuit. So we're not quite sure what is going on here. We have green flags, so that's telling me that that we're live racing, but we're pootling around in first gear at the moment, so I really don't know what these guys are doing. Well, bit of a commentator's nightmare this, if I'm honest. There we are, see green flags, which is telling us that the race is on. See what Sai's doing. So Sai is back. Okay, it looks like we're still waiting for Farrick to come round. But let's see what happens when Farrick comes round to the start-finish line. Farrick's still on lap 8 at the moment. So we're on the last chicane then. Into the start-finish straight. No, still no checkered flag there. Farrick's, the race is still on. The race finishes automatically after the given amount of time or laps, whichever comes first. So Farrick then heading down into Eau Rouge, still pretty much flat out. And I'm sure he's going to come across all the other guys around one of these corners in a minute. Don't know, these guys are just all over the place at the moment. Yeah. Strange. Never seen this before, guys. I think we'll end it there. I just don't quite know what's going on with this. So, can't really call a winner because I haven't seen a checkered flag. Everyone just seems to be having a bit of fun at the moment. Let's see where Farrick is. So Farrick is now up with all the boys. He's storming through. And he's still flat out. But Farrick now showing as being in first position from being nearly a lap down at one stage. I don't know if the boys have all just slowed down to let Farrick catch up. I don't know. This is bizarre. Never seen this before. No idea what's going on. I think best to actually finish the commentary on this one and then put it down to I just don't know what the hell's happening here. So I think that's what we're going to do, guys. So yeah, it was an interesting little race up until that point. So I don't quite know, unless I've missed something, but I definitely didn't see a checkered flag. I've got no idea. See what happens when he comes across the line now. Still no checkered flag there. So the race is still live, and Unforgiven seems to have his foot down again. So Phaser and Sai is in fourth. Brian Moncani's second. Phaser third, and Unforgiven is still in the lead. They're coming through Eau Rouge. This is what I thought would be the last lap, lap 10. So let's just see if we get a checkered flag at the end of this lap. But Phaser's got a half-second penalty. But what was going on there, guys, I have absolutely no idea. Answers on a postcard, please, because I'm as confused as anyone else. No one sort of prior warned me that there was anything unusual about this, so from a commentary point of view, everything just seemed to grind to a halt. So yeah, as I say, if anybody knows or can enlighten me, if I need to change the comms in any way to because of that situation, please let me know, and I will do the commentary again. But it's a very strange situation. So Unforgiven then is getting past Phaser. Brian Moncani, on the face of it, is leading the race. So Unforgiven, Sai and Phaser there. Phaser's all over the shop. He's into the wall. I don't know. Pudding Flaps now in fourth place with Farrick in fifth. Farrick does have a penalty, but it's not really going to make any difference at this point, I don't think. We've got Phaser behind him. Also got a 0.5 second penalty. But Brian Moncani then, basically charging to the line. Let's have a look, see if we've got a checkered flag this time. Well, it's the same final lap. But Brian Moncani then first position. Unforgiven. He's slowed right down and he's let Sai through for second. Pudding Flaps takes that because of Sai's penalty. So Sai was in third. Fourth then is Farrick. Phaser smashed into the back of Unforgiven, pushes him across the line for fifth, and Phaser comes home in sixth position. So I don't really know what went on there, guys. Hopefully, as I say, someone can enlighten me on that. That was just, it was a bit silly, really. Couldn't really commentate on that. Everyone seemed to just stop and start barging each other around and basically having a bit of fun. With still a full lap of live racing to go. So, yeah, I'm as confused as the next person. So, yeah, we'll wind this one up. Up to that point, it was a pretty good race. Fazer was having a cracking race, wasn't he? Battling with Unforgiven, with Brian Moncani in amongst it as well. Obviously, he was in the lead, but ran it wide, lost his lead. I think he could have driven that home quite comfortably, but it is what it is. Yeah, leave me a comment or a like if there's anything you'd like me to do differently, or if there's anything you'd like me to add or take away from the comms. But yeah, please leave me a like, and if you haven't already subscribed, it does help the channel to grow. So yeah, hopefully see you in race 2, which will be coming up very shortly. All the best now. Bye bye.